Yeah, that was about as good as I expected it to be. Late Night with the Devil is a brand new 2024 horror film directed by Cameron and Colin Cairns, starring David Dastmalchian. And I've been really wanting to check this movie out ever since I heard about it and saw the trailer. I knew this was a movie that I had to seek out no matter what it took and see it. Um, I was bummed my local theater didn't get it. I thought I wasn't going to be able to see it in theaters because the closest theater was an AMC an hour away from me. And then I remembered I have an AMC gift card. So I went and saw it at the AMC instead of having to wait for it to drop on Shudder this month now. But regardless, so yeah, I went and checked it out, and yeah, I really am happy that I saw it in theaters. So let's start this review off, starting off with the good, and there's a lot to love in this movie. First of all, you got David Dastmalchian in this movie. Absolutely terrific actor. I've pretty much stuck with him in his career pretty much since the beginning. Starting at The Dark Knight, he had like a one-line role in that movie, and following through the years all the way up to this movie, he had bit roles in Ant-Man. He had a couple episodes on The Flash. He was in 2 episodes of Gotham. He was my favorite character in the Suicide Squad, and now he's the leading man in this movie. And it's just so great to see him in a leading man role because he absolutely kills it in this movie. I love the character he plays, and I love the development he goes through and the story we get to his character. He plays a late night talk show host in the 70s who is popular somewhat, but he's really not doing well in the ratings section. And this episode of the show we're seeing is pretty much his last ditch attempt to get more viewers, go up in the ratings, get the show renewed. And I just love the desperation that this character has to be relevant again after a personal tragedy that took him down in the ratings for a little bit. I love David Dastmalchian. Like I said, he's great here, and I really loved his character. Then you have Ian Bliss in this movie, and he's kind of the skeptic, the paranormal skeptic in this movie, and he does a really great job as well. He's kind of a dickhead for most of the movie, but he just brings such an entertaining energy to the role that he's given here that you just can't help but love his character while also hating him at the same time. But yeah, he's really great here. Then you got Rhys O'Terry, and he is the, I guess, announcer for the show that we're watching. And he's really great as well. He's the one that's really mainly concerned about the safety and well being of the cast, the crew, and the audience on the show due to everything that's going on. And I really love the way he played the character. I loved his back and forth with David Dastmalchian's character in between the takes on the show and during the takes on the show as well. Just really, really love his character. And finally, you got two characters that kind of go together. You got Laura Gordon's character and Ingrid Torelli's character. Laura Gordon plays this psychic doctor who is watching over this child played by Ingrid Torelli, who is demon possessed. And I love their chemistry as well. And I think they both play their characters very well, especially Ingrid Torelli as the kid who's possessed. This is probably the best child possession acting that I've seen ever since Linda Blair, all the way back in the original Exorcist. Honestly, she's just that good as the character. And I really love the way everything just kicks off in the third act. I'm going to talk about that a little later, but I really love their characters. And the story here is great. Like I said already when I talked about David Dastmalchian, this was his character's last-ditch attempt to get a boost in ratings and get renewed. And the way that this movie is shown to us, it's as if we're watching an actual episode of a late night talk show from the 70s. You get little black and white segments that are set between takes on the show. You see the stuff that goes on behind the scenes between the takes, how the characters act when the cameras are off. Some of them are completely different from the way they act while the cameras are on. But I really love the way it's all put forward. You get the grainy texture. You get the aspect ratio of a 70s show. It's like you're watching it on a box TV on the theater screen. That's just really how it is. And I love the atmosphere that builds. There are no jump scares. I love that. I'm not a fan of jump scares. I like them when they're done right. But as of late, with recent movies, they haven't been done well. And I love that they abstained from jump scares here, because it just adds to the atmosphere so much better. And you get some really good practical stop motion effects, I believe they are, in this movie. They're really great as well. And I really love the reveals we get in the third act. I know a lot of people aren't going to really like that too much with the third act. Some people have even said that the third act just kind of drags on. I disagree. I think that the third act really fits, and all the reveals we get. Some people say there are more questions raised in the final reveals. I didn't get that, because I don't know, it just seemed a little straightforward to me. I really like the third act reveals, and the way this movie ends, it's a great gut punch ending, really great, and it really wraps up the story very well. And score and soundtrack are great. It's very, very 70s. Everything about this movie is very 70s, and I just really loved everything about it. That's about all for the good. On to a mixed aspect. And this is something I have seen everybody talk about, give their piece on, and that is the use of AI imagery in this movie. I am against AI imagery, obviously, but when the directors of this movie announced that they used AI, first of all, I don't know why they would announce that, but when they announced that they used AI, Film Twitter just lost their collective shit on this movie. And honestly, after seeing the movie, the AI imagery adds up to maybe 10 seconds in total. And I get that this is all about setting a precedent where if you give them 10 seconds, they'll take a whole movie eventually in the future. But is this the movie that should be dogpiled on and boycotted, and everybody who sees it should be disregarded as a terrible person? No, it's not. Marvel actively used AI for the opening credits of Secret Invasion, and I don't know how bad some of the writing was. I'm pretty sure they used AI to write some of their scripts for their shows as well. But AI imagery is bad. I will give you that. But this is not the movie to be dogpiling on about AI. But that's about all for that. On to the bad. There's nothing really bad about this movie. I know some people are going to put the AI stuff in their bad section. It's just something that's a bit of a mixed aspect for me. But yeah, no bad. On the final thoughts, I really love this movie. This might be my favorite horror movie of the year. We'll see as the year goes on. We're still very, very early in the year. But I did really enjoy this, and when we get to the end of the year, I'm pretty sure this will crack my top 10, or at least my top 15. Late Night with the Devil is a great horror film. AI controversy aside, I really loved it. I can't wait to buy it on Blu-ray if it gets a release, and I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. So that was my thoughts on Late Night with the Devil. Have you seen this movie? If you have seen it, let me know down in the comments what you thought about it. If not, please check it out on Shudder when it drops this month. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.